and happy Tuesday. My name is Wendy Lee, and you can find me at CreativeLeeYours.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US, and thrilled to be here with you today for some paper crafting fun. Yay, 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 yay. So if you're watching me when this video premieres, today is Tuesday, November 18th of 2025. Happy birthday to my mom. Yes, let's shout out. Happy birthday, Gwen. Yeah. Too fun, too fun. So I just returned home from our Stampin' Up! Leadership event called Backstage. It was so much fun. My creative cup is full, not because we worked on projects, but we got to interact as leaders, be recognized for our achievements, which I cannot do without all of you, of course, which was fun. I actually was asked to be a speaker for a very short period of time to share some information with other leaders, which is scary but fun. I'm glad I did it. So it was good to see everybody. You know, you create these wonderful relationships when you go to these demonstrator events. And like these people become your besties, right? It's just I love it. I love it. Making that connection, being in the like-minded community. We have lots of fun. We learn lots of things together. So it was a good time. And we went somewhere warm, right? Which is always nice, right? In winter time. Okay, so being the 18th, there's just a couple more days before I close my registration for my Cultivated Creativity program. So if you're on the wait list, I still may open up a spot where I've got to see how things go over the next couple of days. But if there is a spot to be available, I will open it up for you if you're on the wait list. So if you're not on the wait list, get on the wait list because you're also going to want next month's kit too. So many good things. All right. We also have the Brushed with Beauty online craft along that Stampin' Up! Is hosting is happening soon. When is that? I believe that happens on the 20th or the 22nd. I don't even know for sure. I need to look on my calendar and make sure I don't miss it. Oh, that would be terrible to miss it. But you can purchase that craft along class on my online store. And I am doing a drawing for all of those that purchase the class through me for a little gifty, right? So there's always a fun opportunity there. And they are featuring the Brushed with Beauty product suite. But of course, you can use anything you've got in your crafty stash. Probably a floral would be good, right? But because I don't know what they're making, but I'm sure it will be fantastic and you're going to get amazing, amazing ideas. So, really, the best way to stay up to date with everything I have going on is to be on my email list. Yes, we've got a few more weeks of our 12 weeks of holidays, which is happening now. So, those are bonus project duos that you'll be getting every Thursday. And then, of course, I didn't take away every month I send out a video, not a video, a tutorial bundle. So it is not one tutorial, it is multiple tutorials, and they're fantastic to my email list. And these are exclusive to you. And they're intended to give you ideas, right? We've done the design work for you. Grab something on your crafty shelf and start creating, right? You don't have to use what we've got. Use them for inspiration. Of course, you can use what we've used, but it's not a requirement. All right, let's go ahead and switch the camera over and get to today's crafty fun, shall we? Okay, so for today's project, we are featuring the Peace on Earth bundle. This is the same bundle that we are featuring in our Cultivated Creativity, which is my DIY paper crafting kit. I think I mentioned that. And it's all part of the Peaceful Garden Suite, which we're going to pull in a few items from the suite as well. Now, this is the project we're going to be creating. It is a fun fold card, but it's an easy fun fold card. So I think it's really, really beautiful. And it opens up like this. So it's a double Z fold, really. And it's got these extra panels in it, which I think makes it fantastic and gives it a little more pizzazz, right? But not a difficult project to make, but does pack a nice wow. So if you're a little bit afraid of fun folds, this is one I would love for you to give a try. So do you want to get started? Let's do it. Now, if I didn't mention already, I'm also going to be hosting an online workshop this Friday. Yep, I have a private Facebook group that I host this in. We will upload it to YouTube as well. But if you want to join me live, that is the place to be, and we can chat together and create our projects. So this is actually a one of the projects we're making for my team make and take. So each month I put together a lovely little card class for my diamonds team, and they have the opportunity to choose to participate in that crafty class, or they don't have to. So I'm going to be doing the other 3 of the 4 projects on Friday. So I hope you can join me. Okay, so we're going to score this. This is a piece of cloud cover cardstock. This is 11 inches by 4¼ and this is going to be our card base. Now, the complete supply list and cut dimensions are already on my website, so you can go to CreativeLeeYours.com and go ahead and download and print that off if you'd like. Save it, however you want to do it. Now, I'm going to score this at 2 3/4 of an inch, 4 1/4, 7 1/4, and 8 1/2. Okay, so again, that's 2 3/4, 4 1/4, 7 1/4, 7 1/4, and 8 1/2. All right, so let's get rid of that. We don't need that anymore. And we're going to Z fold this. So we're going to fold it back and forth. So let me go ahead and fold this first one. That's going to be a valley. And we're going to burnish each one of these folds really well with our bone folder here. So then the next one's a mountain. Okay, so that created our first Z. Now we're going to repeat that. So we've got a valley, and then we're going to do a mountain. Nice. All right. So this is our card base right here. Another nice, good burnishing. We'll do the front, the back. I want these really good creases. Okay, so there's my Z fold card base. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab my layers next. So I've got 2 pieces of Secret C that are 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. Then I've got 2 pieces of designer series paper that are 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 because I like a skinny edge, right? And then I've got a piece of basic white that's 2 1/4 by 3 7/8, and a little extra strip of this designer paper that is a 1/2 inch by 3 3/4. So we're just going to build these layers and add them onto our card base. So let's start with the inside here. Now I've chosen not to stamp this layer, but you could stamp it if you want to. It's entirely up to you on what you want to do here. So I'm just going to center this top to bottom and try to get an equal distance, a little bit extra adhesive there. I'm trying to get an equal distance on these 3 sides. It might not be 100% perfect, but that's okay. We're paper crafting, right? That is part of handmade, and it's okay. I think so. All right, so let's put this on our skinniest panel, which is our last panel in our list here. So I'm just centering this top to bottom and left to right. Now the next layer, I want to put this one here. Now I did change my prints a little bit. So I did use this same print here, but I used the back side of the print on this one. And I was kind of running low on this print. So I've switched to this print in its place, and I think it's fantastic as well. So the beauty is you can mix and match this and do this in any print that you want. So I love our pattern papers. I love that they're double-sided. They're a great quality, and they're just stunning. And it's a great way to really choose your color combination for your projects, is to pull out whatever pattern paper you love the most and use it as your inspiration. Okay, so I want to adhere this next to this panel. And when I do that, I'm going to look to put it, those 3 sides is what I'm looking for placement for making it even. But I also want to make sure I'm covering this little bit of white here. So I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive on this outer edge here. But I want to make sure I don't get my adhesive too far over on this layer. So I'm going to place the adhesive along the fold line of the card base itself. And I'm using this white layer as a guide so that I know that I don't go too wide. So that is very, very helpful for me. All right, so I'm laying this down, and I know I want to cover that white layer. I probably should have slid that white layer in a little bit more, but that's all right. It's, again, handmade. All right, so we've got that layer down. Now let's go ahead and adhere these 2 pieces together. Okay, so you're taking that same print that we used on that little skinny piece on the inside. And I'm going to layer this together. Now I want to add some ribbon onto this piece. So I'm going to put that on before I actually adhere it to my card front. So I'm pulling in this Secret C ribbon. I love this. This is not the ribbon that's in the suite. The ribbon that's in the suite is also gorgeous, but I have a lot of this Secret C ribbon in my stash. So I've chosen to use this. Now I'm using about 19 inches of ribbon. I'm not going to cut it off the spool. I'm just going to tie it and see how we all net out here. And we can always adjust as needed. So I am just going to grab my handy dandy reverse tweezers and grab that so that that doesn't loosen up on me. I'm going to make 2 loops crisscross. One's going to go down into the little rabbit hole there and come back out. Now I'm going to tighten this up just a smidge. Remove those tweezers to get those out of my way because I don't need them. Let's go ahead and trim this off, and then we can mess with our bow a little bit. So I'm going to slide this because, of course, mine always end up upside down. And I want this over to the side. And I'm going to work on tightening this and getting this to look a little bit better. So if you hold your knot and pull the legs, and this ribbon is a little stiffer than some, it's nice and it ties pretty easily, but it is a little stiffer. All right, so I've got that. I'm going to pull that leg just a bit more, I think. And I can always trim that down a little bit more. All right, so let's see what we've got here and if we're happy with this. Let's see. So if I place this on my card base, is that ribbon going to fall on this layer? And the answer is yes. And that's good because that's where I want it to be. So I am going to be happy with my ribbon placement as I have it. So here again, for this layer, I'm going to add some adhesive right here along this outer edge. And then again, along the fold edge of this card base, using this layer as a guide. Now again, I'm going to try to place this so that I have even spacing on the 3 sides. And I have my layers underneath to use as a guide so that everything is aligned up perfectly. So that is why we started on the inside. Let's go ahead and trim these legs down just a bit because they are a tad bit longer than I would like them to be. All right, I'm pretty happy with how that is coming about. Cute? You could stop there, but we're not going to. Let's bring in our die. Got a couple pieces. So I've taken the large label and die cut that out of a piece of basic white cardstock. And then I've taken this dove here. There's 2 different ones. One's got open wings and one's got more of a closed wing appearance. So I've die cut that in basic white cardstock, and I've also die cut it in vellum. Did you know we had vellum again? Yay! I'm so happy that we have vellum again. So that is going to help us do a fun technique there. All right, so for the label, I'm going to bring in my Secret C ink pad and the Peace on Earth stamp. So this could be a holiday card if you'd like it to be. I think I'm going to use it that way. And I'm going to stamp this Peace on Earth. Let's go somewhat centered. And I'm going to stamp it towards the left side of the label because I want to have a space to put the dove. All right, let's go ahead and add this to our card base. So I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals. So lay this down. Now, before I put dimensionals on this opposite end, I want to double check my placement and see how this is going to net out. So I could have it slide over so that it hangs off the edge, or we could leave it centered on this piece if we'd like. My original was a little more centered. I think let's offset it a little bit and see what it looks like this time. Now, because I'm going to offset it a little bit, I am not going to take my dimensionals all the way out. I could put them here instead if I was worried, but I think on this case, I will be better off doing it this way. All right, so I'm going to lay this down, and again, I just want it hanging off a smidge. Just that little tab, maybe. What do we think? Do we like that? I like it. I think it looks good. So now I've secured this ribbon in place even more with that label, and then I've got this down. Now, if you felt like you needed more dimensionals in there, you could tuck a few down in. Next, let's grab our dove. Now, I wanted to add just a little bit of a softness to the dove by layering the vellum over the top, but I want to add a touch of color to this vellum. So I'm going to grab a scrap sheet of paper here, if I can get my hands a hold of it. Here we go. And I'm hoping that you'll be able to see this a little bit better. I'm going to take my Cloud Cover Stampin' Blends marker and I am going to color the wings. Now, I normally use the bowl tip when I color, but in this case, I am going to use the brush tip because this is a brand new one and I haven't destroyed the brush tip yet. What about you guys? Do you guys do that? Do you tend to color embellishments and ribbon and splatter and it tends to destroy the brush tip? It does, I think. So you can see there's just a touch of cloud cover along the wings. Now, I chose to use the light one. If you wanted a little bit more of a dramatic effect, you could use the dark cloud cover. So it's just a subtle touch, but it really adds a nice little touch. What do you think? I think it does. All right, now we always worry about our adhesive showing through on our vellum, but I have found with my liquid glue, if I just kind of spread it out on this little body here, hopefully you can see that. Let me get it a little closer to the camera, see what I mean? So I've spread my liquid glue out, and I am going to lay this right on top and adhere the bodies together. And like I said, I have not had any issue with the appearance of the adhesive showing through. Now I'm going to lift up these wings a little bit to give it a little bit of a 3D appearance. Now, of course, once we put that in the envelope, that's going to flatten out and it probably won't pop back up well enough for us to be able to see that. But it makes me feel better while I'm creating the project, so I'm doing it. Okay, so let's go ahead and adhere this down with a little bit of liquid glue as well. So I'm going to put that right here on there. So I don't want to go too crazy because I might have it hanging off just a smidge. So we're going to lay this down right on the edge of that label. Cute, 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 cute. What do you guys think? Are you loving it? Oh, liquid glue. It's moving. It's moving. It's moving. All right. Lovely. I love it. Do you love it? I hope so. Now, let's finish this one off with a few of the hues of blue embellishments. Now, I used the white ones on the original, but I'm almost out, so I'm going to switch to cloud cover on this one. We could change it up, right? There's not a right or wrong way to do it. It could be whatever you want it to be. I could mix and match my embellishments if I wanted to as well, and switch in and pull in multiple colors. There are 4 colors, I believe, in these embellishment pack. So how cute is that? Cute, cute, cute. And we'll put one more. Let's go right about there. So we sprinkled on about 3 of our florals. What do you think? Do you love it? Let's look at the other one again. So I think they're both gorgeous. Super fun to be able to do this easy, fun fold. And then somebody could put this right up on display. Yes, cute. I love it. If you guys are enjoying the content that I am sharing with you, please give my channel a thumbs up. It does help me out. I'd love for you to subscribe as well so that you're notified when I'm going to have a new project posted. And I'd love to see you join us again on Tuesdays for our paper crafting fun. Don't forget to invite your friends. They would love to join us as well, I think. Yes, so much fun. All right, I can't wait to see what you guys do with this fold and what products you choose to use to make this beautiful card. And again, don't forget to join me Friday because we are going to create 3 additional gorgeous cards that use this same product. All right, thanks so much. See you next Tuesday and bye for now.